Hey everyone, welcome to our another video on our learning series, this time about visualization or front-end tools. In our past videos, we have discussed about Excel, SQL, and then touching on communication skills and critical thinking. Our next stop here is about front-end tools or visualizations. Here with us, Santosh, to answer our important questions. Hey Santosh, so let's start with what are the front-end tools important in analytics, or how would they impact in a day-to-day life of an analyst?
So why front-end tools are important? So obviously front-end tools are your friends, literally friends in analytics, where you don't have to code so much. You just have to get the data. You can plug it into your front-end tool, whatever that is available in your company, and start visualizing it, start analyzing it, start creating reports from it. And it's a very important tool because it saves a lot of time for the analyst, and that's why it's a very key thing to learn.
Okay, as a fresher, forget whether they are from a tech background or a non-tech background. How can someone benefit from using a front-end tool, especially in analytics, of course?
I would say no matter how tech skill you have, even as a fresher, you will know SQL, you will know Python, or all this, right? Let's say you're learning these things. But when it comes to a domain knowledge, like you can SQL any query, right? You can SQL on e-commerce data, you can SQL on retail data, pharma data. But in order to learn the domain knowledge, right, you have to plug and play it in the visualization tool. Let's say you have an e-commerce data, you know how to query it, but you don't understand the business. You get the data, you put it in a front-end tool, let's say Power BI. Now, when you start visualizing it, you will now understand, okay, month on month, this e-commerce website make this much of money. Month on month, the e-commerce data gets most of its revenues from this channel. So in order to bridge the gap between a domain and the technical knowledge for a fresher, or if you're a tech person, definitely front-end tools are the way to. So that's why it's a very good thing to learn.
Okay, and maybe can you provide an example about how the front-end tools is simplified in analytics field or in a project that you worked with, or how just a simple front-end tool made your project accessible by wider audience?
A project is measured based on how successful it is, and if it's a front-end tool, the success criteria is how many people are using it, how many hours of work has it saved, what is the major impact it had on the business. So one of the tools in my previous company that I have worked on is called a sales dashboard, and it practically is a data dump of all the sales that has happened, and it is available to all the sales team members. Now here what it was more than 100 people within the sales team were using it, and it helped them saving time from understanding or running Excel or running a SQL query. You just have to click on the salesperson name or a region or a location or whatever it is, the filters that I created. You just have to click on it and it will give you the report of how much sales have happened, through which channel it has happened. So this is one of the very important use cases. It saved a lot of time for them. No more people are using it again and again. And it added a value to the business because they were able to find out which channel was growing on which certain month of the year, and they were able to plan it ahead. So this was one of the use cases that I had.
And how would you say, since as an experienced person, you can give more example about how your project was complemented with the front-end tools. But as a fresher, how would their skill would get complemented by using a front-end tool like, I don't know, Power BI, Tableau, or any other front-end tool?
So as a fresher, if I'm interviewing a person, I'm not going to look into his skills of how, whether he knows Tableau, whether he knows the structure of Tableau, whether he knows the structure of Power BI. When I say structure, is basically where the filters are located, where the metadata is located. I'm not expecting these things. As a fresher, when I'm hiring to the business or when I'm hiring you as a front-end developer, what I definitely need from you is whether you have the skill sets required, whether you know how to create what type of charts for what type of data, do you know what are the types of dashboard present in the system, for example, do you know the difference between a finance dashboard and a sales dashboard, do you know the difference between, an executive summary dashboard, so these kind of things. So I need to know whether you have the skills of presenting whatever tool it might be, whether you are able to present the data in a very storytelling, appealing, visualizing way. So that is what is expected from a fresher, not the tool, but the skill.
Okay, and is there any tip or advice that you give to freshers on how effectively or how efficiently someone can integrate the front-end tools into their analytics?
I would say practice, practice, practice. That is the key motto of the channel, either take it from YouTube or take it from Instagram, right? The key thing that we always tell the people is don't stick to videos. Always, even if you're watching a video, create two tabs. Right hand tab have the skill, right? Have the tool on it. Left hand side have the video on it, and whatever they're presenting on the video, replicate it on the tool that you have. It can be Power BI tabs or anything. One of the key online resources that I genuinely followed was how to create 100 types of charts under 1 hour. So this is a very cool YouTube video that was surfing around in YouTube. What tells you is how big the charter is, how big the whole front end world is, what types of charts are there, how you can manipulate charts, and which type of data to be used for which type of chart. So these are the online resources that I would tell as a fresher. Have the understanding, expand your knowledge, don't focus on certain tool, but expand your knowledge on the front end is what I would definitely say.
Okay, and let's say someone coming from, okay, it doesn't matter whether they are coming from a tech background or a non-tech background. Let's say some fresher getting into this analytics field. How can they leverage their front-end tools in order to get into analytics? Let's say they are getting into an interview. How would they crack the interview using their front-end tool skills?
I would say you have to show it off. You have to tell them, like, let's say that in Tableau there is a feature where you can upload your dashboards into a server and create it into a data project. So instead of just relying on data sets, you should be able to create and visualize your dashboards. You use your LinkedIn Medium, you can use your Git, you can use your Tableau repositories. Try creating dashboards that adds value. Using data sets, publish them somewhere, keep them handy so that, let's say, when you're presenting something in an interview and you tell them, you can click on the resume link and it will land you to my LinkedIn where I have clearly plotted all the charts of a dashboard that I created using Power BI. So that's how you leverage your front-end skill in showing it off in an interview and getting placed.
Okay, so something like a portfolio, just create your own. Okay,
Got it. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I think we made this video short. Actually, maybe let's discuss in detail about each of these tools, since we also already mentioned Power BI, Tableau. So let's touch base on those tools in our upcoming videos. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching our videos, guys. Please like and subscribe if you like such content. Follow us in our Instagram or subscribe in our YouTube channel to get more updates on our future videos in this learning series. And thank you.
Thanks, Eddie. Bye.